the Cincinnati Bengals and the Philadelphia Eagles. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. 180. 54 Mike. Silver.
They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Play fake to Sanders. Now here's Wentz. Deep ball for Goodwin. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Coverage there by Von Bell.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Throwing is Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. To throw, it's Wentz. The 20. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want to offer mine. You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Wentz on the give to Sanders. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wentz. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. A gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. The kick by Elliott is good. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go now. 60 Pittsburgh. I know he ain't got it. 25. Check 25. Check 25. General West. Zoo.
Mike 56, Mike 56.
Ready.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game.
Hey, Haywood.
Mike's 56.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies go.
Back to throw now on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit.
Got it.
Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
53's the Mike. 50.
Look at me. Zipper.
Yeah, let's go, Sack. Let's go.
Fight.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. Takes this to the 45. Broken tackle. Bought him a little extra space. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Go. Hey, Alpha.
53 is the Mike.
Get it.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
We got this.
At their own 20-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand in first place. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Carl Lawson, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. It's a second down run with Sanders. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And taken right at the 35. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for is that word that...
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. Past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Well, when both guys went up for the ball, I just thought, who's going to come down with it? I didn't think he'd come down with it and then take it all the way for a touchdown.
That's battling, isn't it? Because normally, if both guys go up for it and come down with it, the tie goes to the offense. The defensive player didn't want it to be a tie at all. He wanted a little bit more, took it, and went the other direction.
This one taken just inside the 10.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
6-6, pull it high.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, it's 9-0.
Set, ready? 18, Gator. Topper!
On third down, Devontae Freeman. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Freeman again, a first down carry. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
70, Indy. Hey, back up.
2 yards. It's second and goal at their 48-yard line.
53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike. Too low, Cap. 53's the Mike. 53. Check 53. Tackles.
Five.
Let's go.
Here's second and 8. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Hey, Charlie.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Marshawn Lattimore right there on the coverage. He was draped all over him. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
It'll be a 48-yard punt, 5 there on the return. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over first and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7.
Get ready. Motion, check.
Here's Wentz to throw. Being chased out left. And that's complete to Sanders. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A gain there of 21 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
On first and 10, it's Sanders. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Elliott good with a PAT. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Check, 55 to Mike.
This 5-7.
Play action. Now Wentz. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now Wentz. Looking deep for his tight end, Ertz. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play there for Philly. 44 yards.
I don't think we'll ever get enough of watching one-handed catches, and when they pay off, they are spectacular. But how about the times they don't pay off and coaches go, 2 hands, 2 hands still works.
I know, but they go for them so often now that I'm almost starting to take them for granted.
Yeah, that's unbelievable, isn't it? Because these are sensational type plays.
Especially that one with a defender right there. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
Mike 1.
2 jet.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Mike,
Pac-Man, waiting.
Me and you all day. All day.
On second down, it's Sanders, and he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his second extra point here in the first half. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. No, but let me finish. Okay, you're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And it doesn't matter who carries it, apparently, as they'll drop him behind the line as well. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Yes. He's coming. Hey, wahoo!
Let's go, D, let's go. Hey, let's get there. Mike 28. Hey, get in the weight room.
The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
Pittsburgh.
Watch out in. 3 out. Hey, number 28, Mike, he's coming.
Hey, team 6.
Pass. Mike 28. Bring it. Mike 28, pick it up.
Shoot.
They'll set up to throw. Airing one out for Boyd. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
That's it, baby. You got one.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
54.
Running right, here's Sanders. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now.
On 2nd down now, it's Sanders. And he'll go down at the 28. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Hey, pick it up, defense.
On play action, Wentz. He goes full extension, and he's got it. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Let's go, let's go.
Hey, high 7.
Mike 53. No chance.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Let's go, D.
Mike, 53. 53, Mike. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
Hey, orbit.
Check, 53.
Go.
He'll look to throw. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Hey, exit.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Watch the run, watch the run. Watch the run.
Mike.
Speed grip.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
18 Gator.
First down, Cincinnati.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
Check.
General West. Ready.
Mixon with a first down carry. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Weapon.
Slam.
Again, it's Mixon. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Hey, Zoo.
Shift. Jim. Check.
Check four.
Get it.
On second down, Mixon. And room there to work it inside the 25.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Number 28, Mike, he's coming. Check in. I got one.
6'6", Pull it high. Snap.
Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they get the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need them to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And, Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure you run it, throw it safe, take some time off, and eat it up.
Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Right back to Sanders on first down. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now a give, right side. Sanders. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Elliott good on the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
On the ready.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And Tate's got it. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
Here's a 1st and 10 now after they successfully drew him off sides.
Recon, 132 fighter.
He's checking.
Go.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Blue draw Corker.
2nd and 10. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Joe Mixon there out of the backfield. And it's 3rd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Delta.
Fellas, let's set a tone.
Big river. Big river.
He'll look to throw. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They'll run with Mixon. And, boy, this defense, again, really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Alpha. Go.
He's coming, he's coming. Check in. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Mike 28. Mike 28. All you get is a headache. All you get is a headache.
22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. 5.
On 3rd down, Mixon. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
Here's Matt Bosher now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Eagles will have the football at the 20-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. And it would appear he's going to be short of a 1st down as he's stopped right around the 29. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. And he'll go out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
53,
General West.
Coming to you, coming to you.
Hey, Echo.
check 31.
Hey, watch the edge, watch the edge. Watch safety creep, watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Once again, they run with Mixon. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Number 28, Mike, he's coming. Check in. Mike 28, Mike 28.
I'm not ready.
Mike 28. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want it.
Hey, Charlie.
Now back to throw. He's got his man, Boyd. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
Go.
Mike 28. Man, that's trash. That's trash.
Shoot.
They'll look to throw here. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And the pressure gets to him again. Brandon Graham applied the heat off the edge. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. There he goes left side. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's a run for Freeman. And out across midfield down to the 45. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game.
Ready.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Gets it off to Freeman. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll bring up a second down. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Mike 28.
Hey, here we go. Mike 28. I got you. Let's go.
Back to throw. He gets this one to Boyd. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He hit his first. Now this from 43. And Bullock will put this one through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations,